Today's lesson is applying your knowledge of Excel and computer skills for a job interview process. Our goal today is to allow students to practice interview skills such as preparing and asking questions, anticipating questions, and giving spontaneous responses specifically for a job position in a position dealing with the need for Microsoft Excel. Today we're going to start with some handouts that I have. This is the first handout that I have is basically what we're going to be working off of. The handout is an internship job which is available over at M&T Bank. It is a career that they're offering in technology for a technology intern. So let me pass that out. And this is what we're going to be working our entire class off of for. Basically, the job description is, at M&T, we understand it's important what you're considering a career change, a company with a solid history of responsible growth and positive earnings, a company committed to the communities it serves, one that rewards performance and provides employees with opportunities to direct their own career paths, a company with a focus on the future. The basic function of this job is it works under direction of a mentor to complete various routine technology-related projects and assignments for a specified and established length of time. The essential position responsibilities, which is what our focus is that we're working on for today for this class. It may complete any and or all of the following depending on business departmental requirements. Complete routine research, analysis, specifications, and documentation related to technical support or projects requiring technical resources. Depending on areas supported, may complete basic programming and testing or draft plans and scripts of a technical nature. Complete other related duties as assigned. Basically, what our focus is this is basically relating to computer skills, is what our basic focus is on. Basically, what we're looking for is the computer-related skills. If we look down a little bit below, the basic qualifications is proficiency with personal computers as well as pertinent software packages. Now, the pertinent software packages is pretty much the Microsoft packages. Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, and pretty much PowerPoint is usually associated with that as well. So that's what our focus is here today. So right now what I want you to do is go ahead and jump onto your computers and go ahead and open Microsoft Word if you have not already, and go ahead and start typing out some interview questions. And that's the first goal that I want you to do. What we're going to do is we're going to do a small group project, which is going to be an interview role play, where I'm going to have you go ahead and prepare some interview questions to get a sense of what being interviewed is like. And by doing this, you're going to be able to gain an understanding of what the purpose of an interview is and why certain kinds of questions are asked, why others aren't. And then after you go ahead and get those interview questions, I'm going to have you each do role plays between each other. I'm going to have you ask some questions to her and you ask some questions and vice versa. So that way you can kind of get a sense of different interview questions. So if you want to jot down, you can go ahead and type some out, and you can go ahead and write some out and get a sense of different interview questions, and then you can go ahead and we're going to go and swap some different interview questions for each other, and we're going to do role plays.
You want us to rate, or us being the interviewer or the interviewee?
You're going to go ahead and ask what you would ask her
if you were being
interviewed.
Okay. Yeah,
yep.
So we're going
for
to
this job position.
Yeah. Like brainstorm what we think we might be asked and then put those questions down.
Correct.
Right?
Yep, that's correct. Yep. So go ahead and take about a couple minutes, brainstorm some ideas for what you would ask in an interview. Yeah, I would say 3 would be pretty good. Just take another couple minutes to finish up. Okay. Now, Ashley, why don't you go ahead and you can ask an interview question to Megan over here.
What previous job history do you have that would benefit you to this job?
I have worked with computers in the past, and I am good with Microsoft Office applications.
Megan? Megan, why don't you go ahead and ask Ashley an interview question?
How extensive is your knowledge of Microsoft Word and Microsoft Office programs?
Since high school, I have used those, so for the last about 7 or 8 years.
Okay. Now, Megan, go ahead and ask.
Do you consider yourself a quick learner regarding computer software?
Yeah, I would consider myself pretty quick. I've been using software for about 10 years now, so I'm pretty good at it.
Okay. Now, I have a question. Just because you've been using software for 10 years, does that necessarily mean that you have a lot of knowledge, or, I mean, things change all the time? Do you think that you have the changing,
Can you adapt?
yeah, can you adapt to the changes? Because things do change all the time, so. do you
All the
think-
technology that I've used is pretty current, so
Okay.
throughout those 10 years, I would say that I'm up to date on all the new software.
Okay. So you don't have, like, say, Word 2000?
No,
Is,
I'm,
Because my office that I work in has Word 2000 still,
You mean 98?
it's
or
ancient.
98.
I'd probably be worse on that than the new stuff.
So you do have up-to-date technology where
Yes.
you're used to working?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I was just curious, just because some offices still have backdated Word programs, so I was just wondering. Okay, now if you can, Brandon, if you can ask Ashley a question?
Do you have a set career in mind for after you complete your schooling?
Yes, but with this job, I would like to go as far as I possibly can with it throughout the internship and possibly lead to a career choice.
Okay. Ashley, if you could go ahead and ask Brandon an interview question?
What computer programs are you most knowledgeable with?
Excel and Office, and I'm pretty knowledgeable on Outlook as well.
Okay. Now, Ashley, what computer programs are you familiar with in Microsoft?
Word and Excel and PowerPoint.
PowerPoint you're not familiar with?
Yes.
Okay. Megan, what programs are you familiar with in Word?
I'm familiar with Excel, but I'm proficient with Word and PowerPoint. Not very
Brandon?
good with Excel.
I'm proficient in Excel and good with Word as well.
Okay. Have you used PowerPoint before?
Yeah, for school projects and presentations, but other than that, I've never really used it. I use Word and Excel more.
Have any of you used Access at all? No?
No.
No? Okay. Just was wondering. Okay. Megan, do you want to ask somebody else of your choice another question?
Do you have a personal interest in technological applications such as using Excel to record like personal finances? Because sometimes when you have a personal interest in some of the software, you use it for your own personal, like do you use any of the things other than for schoolwork or work purposes?
Well, I use Outlook for my emails to organize that and my appointments, and I use Excel to manage my my current bills, such as student loans and any other household bills that I have.
Okay. Brandon, do you want to?
Megan, what are your strengths and weaknesses when it comes to working with technology?
Well, I would consider myself very willing to learn, so that's a strength, because some people are stubborn and not necessarily willing to learn. My weakness is that I have difficulty organizing my files on a computer. Like I'll save something and then I can't find it.
And Ashley?
Are you familiar with the different types of software programs such as Excel, PowerPoint, and Word?
Yeah, I've used all of them,
Okay.
but I'm only really proficient in Word and not as, I mean, I can do really well with PowerPoint, but Excel for some reason I can do the bare minimum, but I can't do the formulas.
Okay. Given that, now that we've done a little bit of that, I want to take this a little bit further. I want you to start brainstorming a little bit. So this is where your little sticky notes are going to come into play. I've made some little poster boards over here. One is, we've got 4 different categories here. I want you to start brainstorming. Think of your dream job. It doesn't have to be computer related. It doesn't have to be, it can be anything. You can be a teacher, a doctor, a nurse, whatever you want. But what would be your ideal dream job? If you could pick anything, what would be your most ideal dream job that you would want to be if you could really choose? If you could right now stop what you're doing and choose your ideal dream job, what would be your ideal dream job? So really sit and think. It doesn't have to be computer related, it doesn't have to be, what would be your ideal dream job? So go ahead and start brainstorming. Write on each thing should be on a separate sticky note. So write out what your dream job would be. Then the next thing would be, what would be your dream salary for that dream job? And try to be idealistic, but try to be, what would you really want to get paid for that dream salary? Then on a separate sticky note, go ahead and for that dream job, for that dream salary, what would be the dream position in that job, if a position existed in that? Say it was an accountant, what would you want to be, like a senior accountant, would you want to be? Or if it was, whatever type of job that job goes with, what you would want, what position you would want in that dream job. Then, what is your 5-year goal? From say right now in your life, what do you want to be your 5-year goal from now? So go ahead and start brainstorming. Take 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes and go ahead and start thinking about that. And really be serious and seriously, honestly consider. Might be some good thoughts for some people. Or maybe actually everybody. I actually thought this was perfect class for this. For everybody in here. Food for thought, actually. Okay, is everybody set?
Yep.
Okay. Ashley, what is your dream job that you chose?
Nurse. I'm a nurse.
Okay, and why did you choose that job?
That's always what I wanted to do. I went to school for phlebotomy, but then I had to do something. I couldn't get a job in it, and so I'd like to go back to work more with them.
Okay, that's interesting. That's okay. And what is your dream salary that you'd like to?
Well, I put 40,000 to 55,000 because I guess that's what you would make. I don't know. I'm not familiar with it, but that's not my dream. Would be like 100,000 or 150,000.
Of course.
But like you said,
That's-
be realistic.
That's more
so-
realistic, right?
Yeah. So
Okay. And the dream position in that job, if a position exists in that job?
a head operating room nurse.
Okay. Okay. And what is your 5-year goal for right now then?
To move to Virginia, go back to school for my associates, then take the boards for nursing, and go back for my bachelor's.
Okay. Okay. Hope you'd like to go stick your sticky notes over there. Thank you. Okay. Megan?
My dream job would be to obtain a PhD in psychology and basically become a lead researcher. And part of the reason why I probably wouldn't pursue that would be because my dream salary is $300,000, and that's not practical for.
Probably not in Buffalo,
Yeah, it's
but
not, well, it's not cost efficient. It costs a lot of money to obtain your PhD, and it takes a long time, and you really rack up the student loans. I'd probably rack up about $300,000 in student loans if I were to pursue that goal. But my dream position would be to become a lead researcher, and that would probably entail being a published author and, you know, having to write grants and being able to select a research team and hopefully do some innovative things. And my 5-year goal would be to continue my education, to better determine whether or not that's a realistic goal and all that stuff.
okay. Let's go get your sticky notes up there. Okay, Brandon?
My dream job would be in finance, so that I can, tell people what to do with their money. My dream salary would probably be about 75,000.
Do you think that's pretty realistic though for finance though?
Yeah, I'd say so. After a couple of years, it'd probably be
Right.
on the money. And then my dream position would probably be a financial advisor, because that would be the person who tells you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then your 5-year goal, I would have, I put down working for a large financial group such as Merrill Lynch or inside a bank. I mean, there's numerous positions that you could do that for. So,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, go stick. Now, from doing all this, has it gotten anybody thinking about any of your goals now and jobs and,
It helps to organize, I think. Like, it's easier to put something into fruition when you kind of get a plan. So it breaks it down, and it's overwhelming to embark on the career planning process, but if you break it apart like this, that actually organizes it, helps you organize your goals a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. And has it gotten anybody thinking also about your different career goals and
Yeah.
different prospects that are out there and, well, salaries, maybe
Realistic salaries.
realistic salaries. or maybe even different job ideas and different job ideas that are out there. Okay. Now back to computers and back to this technology position. And now what about these interview questions? Now going back to these interview questions, say your nursing position that you had. If you had a nursing position that you were looking for, what do you think an ideal question would be for, if you were going for a nursing position? What an ideal question would be to ask if you were going for a nursing position?
How well can you handle a fast-paced environment and a stressful environment? And are you able to handle working all those long hours? Something like that maybe?
Okay. And for your position, if you were going into a career such as yours, what do you think an ideal position would be for, or an ideal interview question would be for your position?
Do you have genuine interest and proclivity for completing thorough research on any given topic that has to do with psychology or psychiatry and something like that?
Okay. And what about what would be a pinpoint question for, an interview question for your topic?
I think, with finances, I think they'd probably ask about my own financial situation. If I'm able to maintain, a good financial background in my own stuff, obviously I'll be able to relay that for somebody else's finances who have more questions about it. So I think that'd be key in having that job.
I think that's an excellent point, that's very good. Now, if we go back to salaries and stuff like that, what about ideal salaries? In Buffalo, do you think that you would have to stay living in Buffalo in order to make your salaries?
Yeah, probably. You probably have to move.
Yeah.
You could get.
I could,
Yeah,
here
nursing-
probably,
You
but
can make, I know, I have a couple of friends that are nurses
Are
and they
you?
make like over what you estimated,
okay.
so it'd be good.
well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Now, what about for your position?
I would have to be at like Harvard or Yale probably, and I would have to be there for like at least like, I don't know, a long time, and I would have had to probably have written like 100 grants and already received support from other people in order to like validate that I was worth that much money.
Now, what if we put, what type of computer skills would a nurse need? Do you need computer skills to be a nurse?
I think everything's done electronically now, so, I'm not familiar with the
Mhm.
programs that they would use, but
But do you think you need any computer skills,
Oh,
or do you think you're just?
definitely, oh no, you would
Okay.
definitely need computer skills.
Okay. What about in your position, do you think you would need any computer skills?
I think that when you're going to be completing research, you need to be very, very proficient with any sort of research application that you might need to, because then, like, normally you have to fill out like keywords and like a form, and to do academic research, I would need to have extensive knowledge with Microsoft Office, and especially for completing documents to submit for publication, I would need a really broad experience with, the internet and all that stuff, so.
Right. And Brandon, we can definitely pinpoint you. What, do you think we would need computer programs for yours? For your career?
Everything to do with finances is electronic these days, so there's a wide variety of things that I would need, especially Excel to, keep everything in order, Outlook to manage any appointments that I would have with potential clients, Office to, send out letters. There's everything to do with my job would be technological. So.
Right, yeah, yours would be, like, out of those three jobs, yours would be the huge one out of those three jobs. It would be most computer related, basically, out of those three. Especially, Excel related, that would be huge. And access, you would definitely need in finance. I don't know, you're in computer, you do a lot of business now. I'm surprised you don't use Access at all.
We have it, but we don't use it, so.
Okay, because that's a lot of number related.
Yeah.
I know, that does a lot of number stuff, I know that, so, but finance, definitely, Excel, I know there's a lot of Excel. You probably have your own computer program though, correct? That you use business related, like for instance, my office, we do bankruptcy, so we have our own bankruptcy related program, you guys probably have your own.
No, we actually use Excel. We use,
Oh, you do use Excel?
we use Microsoft for everything.
Oh, okay.
We actually just upgraded our whole system to Windows 8, so
Oh, okay.
all of our programs are up to date, and I use Excel every single day.
Oh, so you don't have your own business related program, you actually use Microsoft, right?
No, yeah, we just use
Oh, okay.
Microsoft.
Okay. Some companies have their own programs, so I wasn't sure. That's interesting. Okay. Does anybody have questions? Okay. Well, that will conclude this class, and I thank you for taking my class.